So what are the Reds? 4.5 out now? They're 4.5 out, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it was like 20.
There we go, right there.
So 4.5. I mean, 4.5 out is not bad.
No.
It's just that they've looked bad. That's
Yeah.
the
Right.
problem.
Do you have any reason to think it's going to get better?
They've just really looked inconsistent. They've looked great at times, and I remember when they started the year 4-0, and we were all pretty excited
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
that.
right.
They've had 3 good series, and 2 were against the Brewers.
Right. But here's the
And
deal.
that's it.
But here's the deal. Votto's healthy again.
Yeah.
Which is. I mean, we
There
all
are
know
some players who are playing very well.
Yeah,
Right.
Votto looks great.
But and Phillips continues to play well defensively. It was good to see him get his first extra base hit. And last I checked, he wasn't hitting all that badly. It was like 275,
He's been
280.
solid, yeah.
And Frazier has been solid, not great.
Yeah.
But I think of everything that's wrong with this team. Bruce not hitting, Bird not hitting. I think the biggest problem right now is Mesoraco. I mean, if this guy can't squat, and apparently it's an issue, he's got an impinged nerve, and I heard Jocketty say yesterday it's going to be 7 to 10 more days before he can play. That to me is the biggest issue going forward for this team.
Well, I mean, and how did someone not put this guy on the disabled list, and they've been using him to pinch hit, so now you can't
That's what's
backdate
weird.
it. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
what in the world were they thinking? And then yesterday I was wondering, like, so we're going to give Votto a day off. Can't Mesoraco play first base if he can't squat? I mean, don't you need some thunder in the
How's
lineup?
it go to the can?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Let's throw Chris Negron into first base. I mean, I just,
Bidet. He's probably got a nice bidet now. Talk about squatting back there.
Anyway, yes, and therein lies the problem.
Yes is the answer, Mr.
Yeah.
Satin.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Therein lies the problem is you can't, this team is so thin and so banged up, and there's so many guys not hitting that you can't say, okay, we should give Chris Negron a day, let him play. Well, it doesn't. They do, but it makes no sense. There's not enough offense in that lineup. That game yesterday, that might as well have been played in Sarasota in 1999 at night against the split squad from the Yankees. I mean, there was nothing going on there.
I do like to see Brian Pena. He looks, he's a good guy.
You're going to see a lot of them.
Well,
Yeah,
he's
that's the
good for the
problem.
club.
He's
I feel
a great
like
guy,
he's
but I
not a
don't know if
Thunder. Yeah, he doesn't have the Thunder bat, but he looks like you said again, okay at the plate. Calls a good game, I feel like, until the relief gets in there. But another story.
I think
He speaks
Pena's
Spanish.
I think he's a great number 2 catcher.
Yeah, I do too.
But when you have to
Right.
start in 6 days
coach.
a week,
Right.
that's a problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
You almost wonder, and this is Mesoraco has had a lot of injuries.
yeah.
A lot. You almost wonder if the guy's brittle. And I hate to say, I don't mean tough. I don't mean he's not tough. I don't mean he's not a gamer. I'm just saying he gets a lot of injuries. And if you look at his track record since he's been up here, somebody's got to be concerned about that. I mean, and yet, his backup is a guy that can't hit. And I don't mean Pena, I mean Barnhart. I mean, there's nowhere to go
Yeah.
for this team.
Yeah.
They're literally, guys get hurt, there's nowhere to go to get immediate help. Nowhere.
We've got this thing called like AAA, AA, single A. It sounds like nothing.
Well, their best players have
We
always
have a
been
farm team. What's going on?
at low A and high A ball. But
Yeah.
when players get to double A, that's the make or break level, and a lot of these guys are
Yeah.
broken.
Yeah. And the only thing that gives me some sense of hope, I think that was the first question like 5 minutes ago, is they do have good young guys who are throwing the ball really well at AAA, and Mascot and Iglesias, and I mean, they just have to get them up here. I mean, what good, again, back to what would the Cardinals do? They would have those guys in their bullpen right now.
And Jocketty's in Dutch to guys like Baden Hopp and to a lesser extent Jumbo Diaz and to Kevin Gregg. And I'm sure that's it. He doesn't want to have to go to the owner and say, okay, we made a mistake. We should have had these young guys up. And the owner's going to say, well, then why am I dining on $5 million worth of salary here?
Yeah, I mean, Jumbo doesn't make anything. He's like major league minimum, but
Baden Hopp's like $1.3 million, $1.5 million.
yeah, something like that. And that was their only free agent signing this year was Burke Baden Hopp. He's working out really now.
Where'd they find him? Like White Castles or something? I don't understand. Where does this guy come from?
Well,
he's probably a nice guy, but
last year he was awful in April then too.
Service industry?
And then after that he
As
was
well.
pretty much lights out the rest of the year
Right.
for the Red Sox.
Right.
But he was maybe not this bad in April, because I don't understand how you can be this bad and
Look at
still
that
have a
stellar
job.
ERA.
Seems like a pleasant fellow.
yeah, it seems like he's probably like the nicest guy. But you know what? When it comes to being in the MLB, it's not about being nice. It's about getting wins.
We paid him a lot of money, didn't we?
Yeah,
It's like 1.5 or 1.3 million.
That's just walking around money in the end.
I mean,
basically.
look at that
Walking
whip.
around.
His whip is what an ERA should be. It's 2.71. Like, I
gosh.
mean, you got to be kidding me.
Whip.
And Greg, I don't know what they're paying him, but again, I think the reason why they made the roster coming out of spring training is the general manager signed these guys, and he's not going to tell the owner, "Oops, sorry, we can't pay this
Yeah.
dude. All that money you gave him, yeah, he's going to be, he's going to put a nice addition on his house."
So being accountable, that would be weird, right?
That
If
would be
someone
a
was
weird
accountable
concept.
for something.